Welcome to SIRA MCQ YouTube channel. Today we discuss advanced level A-level accounting paper 2025 question number 47. Look at this is related to theory part. What are the requirements? Look here. State whether each of the following statements true or false. True or false. Okay. Correct or incorrect. Look here. The purchase requisition note. The purchase request, okay, purchase request note is prepared by the purchase department of a firm. Look here, you know what are the process of the purchasing of process of production company. This is a warehouse, no, warehouse means store. You know there is stock is there in that time some month of the end, and there stock is deducting. After that the warehouse want stocks for the productions. Okay, in that time the warehouse requesting please purchase stocks. Therefore the warehouse, the store keeper prepared some statement, please purchase some stocks. From where this is, there is a purchase department. This there purchase department is there. The purchase department is there. The warehouse is requesting preparing which document? Purchase, please purchase some goods. Therefore purchase request to purchase. This is the purchase department. This person is called to purchase department. Please purchase department purchase some stocks. Therefore he request purchase. Request means requisition note. This is the note prepared by warehouse to purchase department. The purchase department is creating a purchase order, no? Purchase order. This is the ordering part. This is not ordering, this is the requesting. Please purchase some goods. Okay, this is the purchase requisition note prepared by the warehouse. Okay, this statement says that the purchase requisition note prepared by the purchase department. No, this is prepared by the warehouse. Therefore this statement is false. Look here, next one. When the first in first out method FIFO, when FIFO is used for value of inventory, the cost of the inventory. This is think about the closing inventory. Okay, when the FIFO is used to value inventory, closing inventory. Okay, closing inventory means remaining closing inventory. The cost of the inventory is higher than the weighted average method under this inflationary situation. Look here, when the FIFO is used to value the inventory means closing inventory, the cost of inventory, this closing inventory cost of closing inventory is higher than the weighted average method under inflationary situation. Look here, under inflationary situation, you know what is the inflation? You are the purchasing person. There is a cost of or value of the products must be increased immediately. Therefore first date the price is 10, second date price is 15. The cost of the prices will be increased immediately. This is the inflation situation. In that time the FIFO method. What is the FIFO method? What is the meaning of FIFO? First in first out. First in first out means firstly received stocks, I write this step. Firstly received stocks. Firstly received stocks. You must first out. Firstly received is inventories. You must firstly out. Okay. Second one. Firstly received stocks means firstly received stocks. First out means firstly out means sales. Firstly sales. Firstly sold, no? Sold. Okay. Firstly received stocks means old inventories or new inventories. Look here. Firstly received stock means old inventories. Firstly we purchase is, this is the firstly received means old inventories. Inventory. All inventories firstly sold. Okay. All inventories means old price or new price. Old price. Why? Look here. This is the price of increasing. Is the old prices are 10. Therefore, the firstly received stocks means this one. Therefore, we can imagine that for old inventory means old prices. Old price inventories. Inventory firstly sold. Okay. Therefore, you can imagine that old prices inventory firstly sold. What is the closing remaining inventory? The remaining closing inventory, closing stocks should be old prices or new prices. The old price inventory firstly sold. Old prices inventory was sold. The remaining closing inventory should be new prices. Why? Look here. The old prices are sold. This old prices, this is old prices stock sold, but this is not sold. This is remaining. Remaining inventory should be at the FIFO method new prices. Stocks. You know, new prices stocks higher or lower? New prices stocks are higher. Why? This is 20, no? These old prices are 10 and 15. The new prices are higher. New prices stocks higher. Remaining closing stock. This is the final decision of FIFO. At the FIFO method, firstly you sold old stocks. Old stock means at the inflation level, old prices. Old prices are not higher. This is the lower prices. Old stock. But newly purchased inventories are remaining. Newly purchased inventories are newly priced stocks. Newly prices are higher. Why? This is the inflation situation. But look here. But at the WAC method, weighted average cost method, you know, this is the inventory, no? Inventory rupees. This is the rupee. This is the unit price. This is the stocks, the number of units is 2000. Number of units 2000. Total value is at the weighted average point. You know, this is the 15 or 20, no? We must use the easy way, no? at the weighted average point, this is the weighted average, means you must create another weighted average price. You do not use these prices and you use the weighted average prices. Look here, this is the weighted average prices are weighted in that time. You can imagine then the 10 to 20 price is weighted average price. Weighted average price means average price we must get. Think about the 17 no? The 17 is weighted average price. In that point, closing inventory should be measured in weighted average. Inventory should be measured closing inventory at weighted average price. Weighted average price is 70. This is the lower price. Why? At the inflation level, the weighted average method, they use the average one. Average one is that the inflation level they deduct the minimum price. Why? The 10 to 20 is average. Is imagine that 70, but actually prices are currently 20. Therefore, the average prices getting at the closing inventory should be average price. Therefore, the actual FIFO situation, look here, at the FIFO situation they get 20. The closing inventory is 20. They get the newly prices. But at the weighted average method, they use the weighted average price. Therefore, weighted average method closing inventory should be lower. Why? Weighted average price is lower at the inflation situation. Therefore, use this statement. Weighted average method, they calculate weighted average cost. No, at the weighted average cost is lower, okay, at the inflation level. Okay, look here, when the FIFO is used, okay, to value the inventory means closing inventory, the cost of inventory is higher than weighted average method under the inflation situation. This is correct. The higher the FIFO is used to value the inventory. FIFO is the major one. The cost of inventory is higher in FIFO than that the weighted average method under the inflation level is correct. The FIFO method, the closing inventory is higher. Why? That the inflation level, the prices calculated closing present the higher prices. Therefore, we can agree with this. Weighted average cost method, they said lower value. Why? They get average value. Okay, look here. Third one, the economic order quantity EOQ, okay, of an inventory item is reorder quantity at the quantity which of the total of the annual ordering cost and annual holding cost are minimum. Look here, economic order quantity of the inventory item is the reorder quantity, okay, which total of its annual ordering cost and holding cost was minimum. Look here, you know there is a reorder level. Sorry, reorder quantity. What is the meaning of the reorder quantity? Reorder quantity means in one time we purchase number of stocks. Look here, at the one time I purchase 1 kilo of sugar. Okay, this is the reorder level. There are so many reorder levels. Look here, in one time I go to the shop and purchase 1 kilo of sugar. Another person, the next day I reorder quantity is 2 kilo of sugar. This is my option. Okay, in one time I purchase number of units. Okay, in next time I use 4 kilo of sugar. This is the reorder quantity we can use. Okay, any quantity we can use as a reorder quantity. But the economically beneficiary minimum cost is getting 2 kilogram in one purchase. Okay, one purchase. Therefore, this is the EOQ. The reorder quantities, there are so many reorder quantities, but the cost minimum time is EOQ is 2 kilogram purchasing. Therefore, I can say the economic order quantity of reorder level, reorder quantities is 2 kilogram. Therefore, at the EOQ, there is a cost must be deducted. Cost is minimum. What are the costs we must incur to this purchasing? Not a sugar price, no, not a sugar price. At the purchasing of reorder quantity, there are two costs. What are they? There is a ordering cost, total ordering cost, Other cost is total holding cost. At the purchasing of EOQ, total ordering cost and total holding cost must be minimum. Therefore, this is the rule of the EOQ purchasing. Total ordering cost and total holding cost are minimum. They are deducting. Therefore, we use the EOQ to purchasing. Okay, this is the minimum total holding cost and total ordering cost is at the 2 kilograms purchasing. This is the EOQ purchasing time. Okay, this is the statement. We can agree with this statement. Look here, economic order EOQ of inventory item is reorder quantity. Okay, at which total of the annual ordering cost and annual holding cost are minimum. At the annual holding cost and annual ordering cost are minimum, we can select reorder quantity as an economic order quantity. The economic order quantity level, what is the rule? Ordering cost and holding cost are minimum. Okay, this is the statement we can agree with. This is true. Okay, next one. The bin card is the record for the each item of the inventory showing the receipts, issues and balance in both quantity and value. The bin card. Who is the bin card preparing person? You know, there is a warehouse, no? Warehouse keeper preparing two documents. One is bin card. The second one is storage. This is the documents they prepared. You know, storage 5-4 method of method. Storage, we can identify units and values, both values, total value, unit price, you can identify in storage. But at the bin card, only we write units, number of units, how many units. Okay, at the bin card we use only number of units, number of apples, number of kilos. Okay, but storage use the number of units and values. In that point, they said that to bin card is record of for each item. Okay, or in inventory showing the receipts, issues, balances. Okay, both quantity and values. No, there are no values showing in bin card. The values showing in where? Storage. Therefore, this is false. This is the answer of 47. In next video, there is a calculation 48. In next video, we meet question number 48.